Hello, my beautiful creative friends. Today we are going to be doing a polymer clay spiral design. So for materials, we will need some translucent polymer clay, a couple of your favorite alcohol ink colors. I'm using the Kamenskaya dark purple and wine today. And then we will need some black clay or a very contrasting color than the color that you are using for the actual spiral itself. And then an acrylic roller and a cutting blade and some gloves. Okay, so we're going to start off by, first I'm going to put my gloves on right away because I tend to make a mess fairly immediately. Oh my god, my hands are already so sweaty that I can't even get my gloves on. Okay, all right, so we're gonna do one fairly deep purple, so I'm gonna put quite a bit on here. And then the wine, I don't want as prominent, so I'm gonna do a little bit less of the wine. And we'll see how that looks. We can always add more later if we want to. And then just mix it in. I'm just going to rub it all over the clay slab, and then I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll mix it in entirely. I'm going to use a different finger to rub in the wine. I'm going to go one more drop of the wine. Oh, 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 that was more than a drop. That's all right. We're okay. Nothing has to be very precise around here. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry a little bit, and then we will blend it into the clay. Okay, so to blend it, I'm just going to start by rolling it up and kind of just squishing it in my hand. And then giving it a roll on my work surface and a bit of a twist. Okay, and then I'll put it through my pasta machine just a couple times. Okay, so my goal was to not blend it entirely, so see how there's the kind of the striations, I suppose you'd call them. They're not going to show up a lot in the final product, but I just like to start off with a blend so it has somewhere to go later, like it blends more as we go, if that makes sense. And now I'm going to do a really rough Skinner blend with this. I mean really rough. This is not at all needing to be precise because it's all kind of gonna get rolled up. Okay, so they're not perfect triangles, and that is totally okay. Give that a little roll, and then I'm going to put this through my pasta machine. Okay, that was on a setting 0, and then I'm sure you've seen a Skinner blend before. We're just gonna fold it so the colors touch, and it's gonna go in the pasta machine again with the folded end touching the rollers. And we're just going to do this a few times until it gets a bit of a blend going. And again, I don't want the entire thing completely blended. Like that actually looks quite lovely to me. Okay, and now I'm going to slice it in roughly even sections. They're not going to be perfect again. So, and then we're going to lay them on top of each other. Just put that little one on top there. Okay, and now I'm just going to squish it into a more compact triangle. triangle. Not a triangle, a rectangle. I swear menopause is making me turn into an idiot. I don't even know my shapes anymore. Oh gosh. Okay, so compacting it into more of a rectangle shape. Okay, and now this is going to be rolled out. But not evenly. So we're going to have the two ends be quite a bit thinner than the center, but we want to keep it at about 1.5 inches width. Yeah, about 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to keep working with it as I go. And I kind of want it to be, so at either end I want it to be quite thin, and then apply just a bit more pressure and then ease off because we want it to go thicker, and then back down to thin. So we're not there yet, but so thin and then tapering to thicker and then thin again at the end. So keep working with it. So I'm going to go really, quite a bit of pressure at the end, and then slowly ease off on the pressure as you get to the other end, and then press down firmly again at the end. Okay, and keep it as straight as you can get it. And then we need nice sharp ends. So I'm just going to cut off the rounded bit at either end here. Okay, and then we need a piece of black that is a little bit longer. Just going to cut off a bit of the pink at the end here because this piece is a bit too big for my liking. It's too because I want it to be about the same size as this black one. So I'm just going to roll this out again. Okay, and now I'm going to work with the black one, and I want it to be just a tiny bit longer than the colored one. And I want it to be the same width. Okay, so I'm actually going to trim this, clean this up a bit, or just make it flat. Okay, so here's what I've got for the wine and purple piece. Okay, so quite thin for purple, and then going wider, and then getting narrower again. And then the black one, really thin at the beginning, getting a bit wider, and then going thinner. And it's just a tiny smidge longer than the purple. Okay, so now we're going to lay the colored piece over top of the black. I'm gonna give this even a bit more of a roll. Okay, and then we're going to slowly actually I don't need the gloves anymore. You can see a little easier. I'm going to slowly roll this into a spiral. Try and keep it as tight as you can, and keeping it as narrow as you can. Okay, and then we want the black to end up around the edge. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit more black to my end here. So I'm just going to tack on a little bit of this black, just so I can wrap it all the way around, like that. Okay, and now we're going to reduce it by starting kind of choking it in the center, and then working out the ends. And then giving it a squish on either end, and then just keep kind of doing that until it's long enough that you can start rolling it on your work surface. We will have distortion on the ends, but that's okay. It makes a really cool color for the most part. Every one that I've done, the ends have ended up being a really cool color anyway. Okay, let's trim off the ends now, and then we're going to make some different sizes of spirals. Okay, so there we've got our spiral. So now I'm going to roll it into quite a few different sizes and put all of those together. Okay, let's take one piece here. Okay, and we'll take another piece. So we'll just keep making smaller and smaller kind of pieces. Might take two of this size and then make the last couple real small. Okay, and now you can just kind of put these together and whatever kind of design you like. I'm going to cut this whole thing in half, and yeah, we can put it together this way, sure. Okay, and then I'm just going to slowly squish it back together. Now I'm going to put some black in between each of these little spaces because I want to be able to keep the spiral look. Actually, I'm just going to experiment and see if I can use tiny little spirals from the cane ends, if that would work. So I'm just putting little bits everywhere there's an indent, just to keep the shape of those spirals intact. So I want to slowly maneuver it into a rectangular, or sorry, a square shape. I really am struggling with shapes today. What is wrong with my brain? But trying to keep the spiral, but turn it into a like a cube. Okay, and I'm going to put this in the freezer for a little bit, about 10 minutes before I cut into it. Okay, so put it in the freezer and let it get nice and cool before we cut into it. Okay, so it's out of the freezer and it's gonna be much nicer to cut into now. So I'm just going to take some slices of it, going as evenly as I can, and we'll turn this into a sheet. Oh, it looks really cool. So you can have these so that they kind of match, or you could go in a completely different random pattern. Okay, I'm gonna give this a little bit of a roll and then get a sheet of paper here. I'm just gonna use a piece of paper to rub and make sure that all of the seams are connecting and everything's smooth and together. Okay, so I'm gonna run it through my pasta machine once on a setting 0 just to make sure that it's an even thickness, and then I can cut some pieces out. And there it is. I love it. I love spirals in general, so I love creating spirals in my pieces. So from there you just cut out your pieces. I'm just going to show you 2 other variations. So I did one going from dark blue, like almost like a gray blue, to a really, really pale blue, and then one from an orange to like a deep maroon almost. And here's some of the pieces that I made with those canes. Those ones I kept as the circle, like the large circle from the beginning, like the large round shape. And then as I create pieces, I will use that and reduce it as I go. So here's a couple of the blue pieces. So spirals are so cool because they symbolize new beginnings and growth, life cycles. Like you see them all the time in nature, like nautilus shells. A lot of different sea life has spirals. A lot of different plants have spirals. It symbolizes like an inward journey. So I kind of feel, I think I've been really connecting with spirals lately because I feel like that's where I've been working lately is on some new beginnings and some, you know, inward journeys recently. I think that's part of why I haven't been on YouTube as much. I felt like I needed some me time to grow and move through some things that have been happening in life. So but I feel like I am ready to really come back and be present here again. So here's some of the pieces from the maroon and orange one. So yeah, so cut whatever pieces you like, and then these ones, all the ones that I've finished here, have resin on them as well. But I love the way all these spirals turn out, and they've been doing really well. I've been doing quite a few spiral things at market, spiral pieces. So yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I will be doing more soon. I know I've said that before, but I really mean it this time. And I'm going to work on relearning my shapes. So for next time, I'll be ready. All right, sending you all huge hugs, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Bye.